Thanks to the support as a channel member, Ollie Gunner Kvam. Well, here was me hoping once we got past the Chelsea FA Cup game, form would turn around. We were 5-0 down at half-time in our next game against Norwich. It has turned around a little bit since then, but these playoffs are looking touch and go. Hello and welcome to part 25 of Saving Man City. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have two games against teams battling with us for 6th place in the Championship. If we don't win these games, I think it's all over. We're away against Ipswich, who are down in 9th, and then at home against Swansea, who are currently in 8th. Both of them only 5 points behind us. If we lose them both, they'll both be above us by the end of this episode, and the playoff dream will be over. Since you were last with me, we've only played 4 games. As mentioned, lost 5-0 against Norwich, and at that point, I thought all hope was lost. This next game, though, between Fauna and McAtee, they potentially turned the season around. All 3 of those were long-range screamers, and as you can see, the James McAtee signing is proving to have been very, very important. He's come in and he is our main source of goals now. He obviously got the goal against Chelsea, but he scored one in the win against QPR. He scored when we beat Fleetwood. He scored when we beat Derby. Erwin Bentracourt is scoring goals as well now. I think he's officially our top scorer. And we are still hovering just off the bottom of the playoffs. So anything is possible. Let's go and try and beat Ipswich. This is the team we are putting out there to try and do that. Where is Betrancourt? Why would he not even be on the bench? Come on, Kev. I know what you're doing past Kev. You want Liam Delap in an episode for the story, but you know what? Betrancourt scored in the last 2 games. He plays. Forget Delap. Forget the story. We go with that. So it is Trafford in goal. A back 4 of De Gasperi, Mbete, Hyam and Britton. Fauna at the base of the midfield. Fiorini and McAtee ahead of him. Jones on the left, Masaba on the right, Betrancourt up front. I think this is my best 11. There's an argument that maybe one of the other right backs would be in, but I think that's probably the only position that's disputable now as to whether or not this is the best 11. Certainly as it stands currently, obviously form very much dictates who plays as the centre forward. It could easily be Delap, it could easily be Ibrahim or Lambert. Likewise, Lambert could be in on the left, but Jones, on the whole, has been better for us this season. But I think the rest of the team is very much settled. We know who our best players are. It's just a shame so many of them are here on loan, because whether we get promoted or not, we're going to have to sign a lot of players this summer. And that's a long way from ideal for a team that are still trying to get out of debt. We've got like £750 million worth of debt still. It's becoming less of an issue. If we make it to the Premier League, I'm not really concerned at all. There are teams in the Premier League with more than £750 million worth of debt. They're not necessarily paying it back on such a overwhelming schedule as we are, trying to get the bulk of it paid back in 5 years. And they obviously have bigger stadiums to fill than we have with Gig Lane. But a trip to the Premier League will mean leaving Gig Lane. I don't know where we'll end up, but we will have to leave. So attendances will increase then, and we've only got 1 more year of paying back the company voluntary arrangement that we put in to balance out the sponsorships and those the other short-term one as well. So the current £23 million a month payment has only got 1 more year to go, and then it goes down to a very manageable £5 million a month for the remaining £500 million or so of debt, which for a Premier League team, that is fairly standard. We still want to get out of debt. That's still the goal of the save, but it becomes less of an urgent priority when the debt is all of a sudden quite manageable, and we have to balance the other side of it, which is recovering the club so they're a sustainable Premier League team. We don't need to be winning the Premier League, but I think getting a new stadium, improving the training facilities, making sure the debts are manageable, and making an established Premier League club that's hovering around mid-table, I think that would be a nice end point for the save. That would work for me. 1-0 down against Ipswich. This doesn't work for me. We can't be losing. We've come into this in reasonably good form. Trafford doesn't know whether he's coming or going. It's right on the stroke of half time, and it does put Ipswich ahead of us today and right up our backsides when it comes for qualifying for the playoffs. They are chasing right behind us. Only a 2-point gap between us and them, and we play Swansea next, who are also chasing. Betancourt with the corner, and Bete's there, but he can't keep his header down. It remains 1-0. How much longer can I keep Liam Delap on the bench when Betancourt isn't playing particularly well? Yes, he scored in the last couple of games, but he's not scored today. Neither has McAtee, and neither of them really look like they're likely to at the moment. They're not playing particularly well, although Betancourt has done well there to turn his man, turning him inside out. It's turned him back again, and now Forner from range. That was where he scored those 2 goals to turn the season around, doing exactly that. He did it twice in one match, stuck it in the top corner both times, and that one, unfortunately, doesn't go in the top corner. Right, Ricky J. Jones is coming off. We're definitely bringing Liam Delap on. Let's work out what else we're going to do to that front 3. We've got Dixon, but Dixon is a downgrade on either Masaba or Betancourt, so I think we leave them on. McAtee, this is a pathetic bench. It's just all defenders. It's defenders and Will Dixon. Well, who picked this bench? We'll bring Dixon on, and then I guess we'll bring on Wilson Esbrand as well. I know you don't have to make 3 changes, but when you're losing, I feel like you have to do something to shake the team up a little bit, make a few changes. In fact, I think what we'll do is we'll swap Masaba and Dixon back over and have Masaba playing as the winger. And now I guess Edwards can come on and Katongo can come on, and we're not going to win the game, I don't think. We're not looking like getting any kind of breakthrough. Come on, boys. At least let's have an equaliser. Let's at least not let them catch us up. McAtee, Delap received it, gave it to McAtee, and now McAtee is running, slots it through the eye of the needle for Masaba, who plays it into Liam Delap, and at the second time of asking, Delap is there. We're looking at the referee, can't even see him. I think it counts. It's Liam Delap. Past Kev knew exactly what he was doing, having him in the team for the storyline. Oh, my word. Delap with the goal. It took him 2 goes of it. I thought he'd messed it up, but he was alert enough to turn in the rebound. Can we go on and grab a winner now? Wouldn't that be a thing? But 1-1 maintains that 4-point gap over Watford, keeps us 5 points clear of Ipswich, pretty much kills off Ipswich's playoff hopes if they don't win here today. And then we have to go and kill off Swansea's hopes as well. And if we're just killing off the hopes and dreams of everyone around us, we'll get into the playoffs by default. Edwards then to Fiorini. We're into the 90th minute. There's about 90 seconds of added time still to play. Can we go and grab a winner? We absolutely don't deserve one, but goodness me, would I like one? Katongo wins the ball back and just humps it forward to Dixon, who can't win his header, and now it's back with Ipswich, who've got the opportunity for a counter-attack. We need to deal with this one again, and it's Katongo again who does exactly that, and it's Edwards, and now Masaba playing it into Delap. Delap's in again! Liam Delap has scored again! Oh my word, he's come off the bench, turned the game on its head, and potentially turned the season on its head. Past Kev, I apologise. Please forgive me. You were right all along. Liam Delap wanted to show off in front of his adoring fans. It's 2-1 to Manchester City. We absolutely don't deserve it, and I absolutely don't care. This is massive for our playoff aspirations. Let's not throw it away from here. Can we have the final whistle, please, referee? I'm just looking at the time there. I'd quite like the final whistle. Ipswich are trying to do a counter-attack. We should have left all 11 players behind the ball from that free kick, but Wilson Esbrand's got it covered anyway, and that should be that. Just lump it down the pitch. Masaba runs it out for a throw-in. And can we have the final whistle now, please, referee? You've got a minute over your added time now. What is this? Are we playing Sheffield Wednesday or something? Goodness me. Katongo lumps it. I mean, there's a lot of lumping at the end there. It doesn't matter. We've managed to hold on. Oh, that was stressful, but hugely important. 6 points clear of Watford with 7 games to go. 8 points clear of Swansea, who we play now. 8 points clear of Ipswich. A win against Swansea here, we are as good as in the playoffs. And that'd be nice. Oh, we've had an international break between these 2 matches, so why is Shay Charles unhappy? Oh, because Dominic Hyam's taken his position in the team. I mean, to be fair, that's exactly what has happened. He's leaving, is he? Oh, well, in that case, balls to him. Get him out of the first. I didn't even notice that happen. But he can be gone from the first team squad. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So the team for this game, we've got Trafford in goal, a back four of Flynn, Mbete, Ferguson and Britton. Forner at the base of the midfield with Fiorini and McAtee ahead of him. Jones and Lambert out wide with Delap, rightfully resuming his spot up front, although he's struggling for match sharpness. So, I don't know, maybe he's better off coming off the bench, but we started him anyway, and I'm sure it'll be fine. Oh, it'd better be fine. Goodness me. Right, so the situation, as I'm sure you're more aware than me, it's just happened in your world. I had a 2-week international break, and other shenanigans go on between these two matches. Bender used to play for my beloved Peterborough United, only on loan. I think he was on loan from Swansea, actually, so I guess he got back in the team in real life, in the game. Did he in real life? You'll have to let me know down in the comments section. Is Stephen Bender Swansea's actual goalkeeper? Talking of goalkeepers, that's a very important save from James Trafford to keep it at 0-0. I was describing the situation, wasn't I? A win here, we are all but over the line, especially if Watford don't get a result today. That would be absolutely massive for us. I'm not sure who Watford are playing. We need to work out what's going on in the Watford game. We've reached the business end of the season after all. But yeah, we're closing in on these playoffs. Watford, there you go. We just had a goal alert for the Watford game. They've just gone 1-0 up in their game, just as we're going 1-0 down in ours. It was never going to be easy, was it? It was never going to be straightforward. Watford are 2-0 up. we're still 1-0 down. And what impact does that have on everything? I mean, probably a negative one. Watford are 3-0 up. Kelechi Iheanacho, I think, has a hat-trick for them. I mean, it does show the difference in budgets that we're working with here, that they've got Iheanacho playing for them, and they're not even in the top 6 in the Championship, and they've got a Premier League player playing for them. But look, Swansea, I mean, this would put them only 5 points behind us. Watford only 3 points behind us. Still 6 games to play. We really can't afford a defeat here, and we haven't got Liam Delap to bring off the bench to try and turn things around in this match. They tried to get him behind us there, but that's brilliant defending from Mbete. Just always aware of what was going on around him and used his pace to just make sure he stayed one step ahead of the defender. If we don't get promoted this year, I don't see how that man stays at the club. He should be playing in the Premier League next season, whether it's for us or somebody else. What a pass from Lambert, but Delap doesn't quite have the energy to keep the run going. I mean, it's said that he was not match fit. I don't really know how. He played in the previous match. What was he doing over the international break? Probably tiring himself out, actually, rather than not playing matches. I imagine it's more of a tiredness thing. Jones gives the ball away on the left-hand side, and Flynn can't win it back, and there's an opportunity here for Swansea to get an attack going down our left-hand side, but Jones has come back to cut that attack out, and they're having to adjust and try and come down our right-hand side where Britton has got it comfortably covered, and it's now Mbete to Flynn and Fiorini, who's dropped a little bit deep and finds Ricky J. Jones, who gives the ball away again. Cody Drama has got Ricky J. Jones's number today. He is just ruining him every time he gets near the ball. Delap's going to come out to this left-hand side to see if he has any more luck. It looks like he is at the moment. He plays it back to Flynn, and Fiorini's got space to pick a shot here, and that's exactly what he does. And what a goal from Luis Fiorini. The one man, I think, in the squad who, I suppose, Trafford is the other one man. There's 2 one-mens in the squad who've been regular starters since the National League. Obviously, there's a lot of players here who've been in the squad since the National League. There's the likes of Delap and McAtee who've left and come back. But it's Trafford and Fiorini who started the first game down in the National League and are still starting for us regularly now. Fiorini scores an incredibly important goal as part of our quest to return to the Premier League. Just straight up, no messing around along the way. It's the perfect way to do it. But we could use a second one. Delap has picked up a knock. I mean, he wasn't ever fully fit. Now he's picked up an injury. I've probably brought that on myself. I think I've made the wrong decision both times there as far as Liam Delap's concerned today. He probably should have started the first one and shouldn't have started this one. McAtee's picked up a knock as well. Oh, it's all going wrong. For the final change, I think we throw Musaba on to try and get us that winning goal that we need. I mean, they've gone 2 up top, or 4 up top, depending on how you want to phrase it. I've just realised it was only the 65th minute. I've made my usual triple substitution very early there. So I think I'll make my next 2 a little early as well. Shane Flynn is tiring, so Edwards can come on for him. Britton can actually play left back. One of the reasons we brought him in was because he has the ability to play left back for us as well. Because we've got, I mean, it's not that we're weak in terms of numbers at left back, but Wilson Esbrand probably isn't up to standard for the level that we're at now. And Di Gasperi is one of the loan players and obviously can't play all the time because we've got too many loan players. And that is the last thing we wanted to see happen. Is that because I've messed around putting a right back at left back? It's come in from that side. Who is the nearest marker to him? Where is he? That's the guy. I mean, there's no one really near him. Who's this? That's Fauna. And was that Britton coming across? I can't click on him. No, it's Hamilton. So Britton's nowhere to be seen. I mean, it has come from a set piece, so people aren't in their normal positions. But either way, that is problematic. And we've got 10 minutes. We need another late hero. And it can't be Liam Delap today. It can't be James McAtee. They've been 2 of the heroes lately. Is Fiorini going to step up and do it again? And they're going to do a third. Oh my word! Ferguson scrambles it clear, and I mean we're not looking likely to go on and grab an equaliser here, which we really, really need. Swansea with the goal kick, and Hamilton's got it back in midfield, but gives the ball away. It's so sloppy. It's like these players don't want to play in the Premier League. How are you giving the ball away that easily in that situation? And Katongo does it as well. And it's just a bunch of players who I've shown a lot of loyalty to, partly through necessity, because we've not had money to spend on replacements. But some of these boys are on my last nerve and are going to be moved on because some of them just aren't up to it anymore. I know we've done a lot of promotions back to back, but there's too much sloppiness around this team. It's been a problem all season long. We concede too many goals, and you've seen it today. We are just so sloppy. And when we're not scoring, if we're not outscoring the opposition, doing 3 or 4 goals of our own, it costs us. And we've dropped points here today when we really couldn't afford to. Losing at home at this stage of the season to a team below us in the league, that's not what teams that end up getting promoted do. Oh, we are going to be cutting it fine. It's going to be close as to whether or not we make it into these playoffs. And we've done it again. I mean, we've only got ourselves to blame. How many times are we going to give the ball to them today? Oh, I'm cross. I'm very cross. I don't want to see it again. I know what happened and it made me cross. We've opened the door there for Watford, for Swansea themselves. This is going to be a stressful run-in. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.